Okay, my dear Dharma friend, today let's continue the study of the Sutra of Perfect Enlightenment, page 83. So last time we finished at a very important verse from this Sutra of Perfect Enlightenment. We can still review it. So page 85, actually. Page 85. In Chinese, we say, 一切如来本起因地，皆以圆照清净觉相，永断无明，方成佛道. So in English, all Tathagatas in their originally arisen causal stage rely on the perfect illumination of the attributes of the pure enlightenment to permanently sever ignorance and directly accomplish the Buddha way. So all the awakened Buddha rely on the perfect illumination of attributes of the pure enlightenment. So what does that mean? The perfect illumination of the attributes of pure enlightenment is kind of complicated words here. So actually, if I put it in more simple way, it's just like you are aware, right? So the awareness, the light of the awareness is shining on every contents of the object. Say your computer, your cell phone, my voice, your body sensation, your memory, thoughts, which are all the contents of the awareness. The awareness, like the light of awareness, like this light bulb, then you can shine over objects, also shine over the contents of inner contents like inner images, memory, thoughts, expectations, plannings, and so on. So all the contents of the awareness can be shined. Also, the awareness can shine through, not blocked, not disturbed, not distracted by the contents of awareness. So that's the illumination of the attributes of pure enlightenment. The attributes of the pure enlightenment is the awareness is knowing, is aware of itself, including the contents of the awareness and awareness itself. So in this way, all the Tathagatas can sever ignorance and directly accomplish the Buddha way. The ignorance is that, for most people, the ignorance is that they are bounded by experience. They are distracted or disturbed by the experiences. But a Buddha can see through all experiences, can see the nature of the experiences, which is impermanent and empty.一切如来本起因地，皆因圆照清净觉相，永断无明，方成佛道. You are aware. You are not disturbed by the contents of the awareness. You're not distracted. You're not disturbed. You're not defiled. You're not conditioned. You're not limited by the contents. No matter it's pleasant or it's unpleasant or very neutral, like washing washing your hands, walking from living room to kitchen or to your bedroom. You just aware, you just be. While you can enjoy every experiences from moment to moment, from place to place. So that's very important verse in the Sutra of Enlightenment in chapter 1, especially in chapter 1 in the Mañjusri Bodhisattva, in the dialogue between Buddha and Mañjusri Bodhisattva. Again, Mañjusri Bodhisattva is the symbol or is the representative of wisdom. So let's go on. The definition of ignorance, page 85. The definition of ignorance. 云何无明？善男子，一切众生从无始来，种种颠倒，犹如迷人四方益处，妄认四大为自身相，六尘缘影为自心相。必比并目见空中花，其第二曰：善男子，空实无华，病者妄执，由妄执故，非为或此虚空自性。一幅迷彼宝华生处，由此妄有轮转生死，故名无明。So as Chinese, in English, Buddha said, what is ignorance? Very, very important question. What is ignorance? Once you can define what is ignorance, you know what is wisdom, the opposite of ignorance. So good sons, all sentient beings, fall into various verted views without beginning. Before the Big Bang, we have these various inverted views without beginning. That's what beginning means. That a beginningless time. Time has not started yet. Anyway, it's very interesting view. Just like a person who is disoriented and confused the four directions, all sentient beings, they mistakenly take the four elements as the attributes of their bodies and the conditioned shadows of the six objects as the attributes of their mind. So what is the four elements and the six objects we can talk about later. It is just like when their eyes are diseased and we see flowers in the sky, like floaters seen by a patient with cataract disease, eye problems, floaters in the sickness, like cataract patient. Or second moon. The second moon means the reflection in the water. It's not real, but it looks real. So it's not the real moon. The moon in the water is just a reflection. So Buddha used this second moon or the reflection in the water as a metaphor to describe the whole seemingly social world, the world we can see, we can hear, we can taste, we can touch, we can smell, we can think, are the reflections of the true reality, which is infinite big and infinite small consciousness. So if the infinite big and infinite small consciousness is the true moon, let's say, so is the real moon. So the world is just like the second moon of this real reality, or the true reality. So they use the second moon in the water as a metaphor to describe all the world we can sense by six senses, are just reflections of a true reality we call Dhammakaya. In Buddhism, we have terminology, or Buddha nature, or the Buddhahood. They have different names. Anyway, so let's go on. So that's the second moon. And Buddha continues, said, good sons, the sky actually has no flowers. They are the false attachment of a diseased person, like a person with a cataract eyes problem, right? Because of this false attachment, not only are we confused about the self-nature of the sky, we also mixed up the place where real flowers come from. The floaters is not real, right? From this, there is falsity, existent, transmigration through life and death. Therefore, it is called ignorance. So from beginningless time, we have this ignorance. We identify with, this falsity. What we can see, hear, touch, smell, taste, and think is just like flowers in the sky, or sky flowers, which is unreal, just like floaters in the eyes of a cataract patient. Or the second moon, the reflections in the water is not the real water on the sky, right? So we can use, Buddha always use these kind of metaphors or analogies. So because of this ignorance, we cannot see the real truth, the real reality, the true reality, the ultimate. Okay, so the four elements here represent the range of sensory experiences with air, earth, air, fire, and water. That's the four elements. In some schools of early Indian metaphysics, the elements were conceived as being inherently existent. In later Mahayana philosophy, however, these four sensible tendencies that exist in material world are not self-existent properties, but only appear in relation to other things. So that's the Thich Nhat Hanh once coined a term, interbeing. So interbeing, that this cell phone has to be interbe with the material, with the designer, with the manufacturer, with the salesman, with all, Apple company, to have existence. So in essence, the cell phone does not have a true self, because its existence has to be rely on different external conditions. So that's an interbeing. This cell phone has to be interbe with every other factors that makes up this cell phone. So in this perspective, four elements is kind of four raw material that make up everything, which itself has no true self in it, no substantial essence of its own existence, because it relies on every other elements too. So that's the four elements. The six objects are the objects of vision, what we can see, like this phone. Here, you're hearing, you're listening to my voice, taste the food, touch, I can touch this phone, smell, fresh air, and conceptualizations. So the concepts, the mind, the contents of the mind, what we think is right or wrong, good or bad, success or failure, all this conceptualization, the six objects. The relation of these factors to the construction of the false idea of self is discussed in detail in chapter 3. We'll come to this chapter 3. Now we're in the chapter 1. So we are on page 86 now. So let's go on. So after Buddha had this definition of 4 elements and 6 objects, so basically he said is the 4 elements and 6 objects are illusion. That's his conclusion, are not real. The 4 elements and 6 objects are not real. So they, like the sky flowers or like the second moon in the water, they are not real. And continue, so awareness has the meaning of marvelous illumination. So you're aware of my voice, you're aware of your body sensation, your surroundings, your memories, your thoughts. Awareness has like the light of this light bulb. They can shine on stuff. So in the same way, our awareness has the marvelous illumination. It's the function of awareness. And illumination of the correct. So it's a marvelous, correct illumination. So ignorance means to turn away from illumination and face the darkness. Yeah. So once the ignorance is moved, the awareness shows itself like a vast, spacious, space. It's vast, it's open, it's transparent, it's unlimited, it's conditioned, while every objects are embraced by this spacious, vast, open, connective space. Just like what we see like in the space. Every object, like this cell phone, is surrounded by space, is in the space, and embraced by the space. In the same way, everything in our mind is embraced by the mind. Do you know it? Can you experience it? Do you understand it? That's all. So if you can see through the objects and not blocked, not prisoned by the conceptualization, by the contents of awareness, then you're awakened. That means that all the ignorance, all the blockages is removed. The contents of the awareness is still there. You don't really remove all the contents, no. Your world is still there, your relationship, your memory, your thoughts, your individual habits of thinking, behavior, and words or speech are all there. But now you can see through. It's just this, for example, this cell phone. Now there's a space between me and this camera, right? There's a space here. The space itself is formless. But once I put a cell phone here, the space turns into a cell phone, or in other words, the cell phone temporarily occupies the space here as a form of cell phone. That's all. So, but this is just a temporary occupation of the space. The space is still there. Space is surrounding and embracing and temporarily occupied, and actually fundamentally not occupied by the cell phone here. In the same way, all the contents in our awareness is a temporary manifestation, it's a fleeting manifestation of a greater stage or background. So once you can see it, then all the ignorance, all the blockages is removed. You can see through. You can see the emptiness of every existence, every object. That's all. So thank you. Thank you for giving me a thumb up. I thought I'm talking to myself. Anyway, I'm talking to myself. If you are in my awareness, then you are part of myself. I'm still talking about myself. Crazy. So we're page 86. Okay, let's go on. So you can read by yourself, page 86. You see in page 7, there's commentary here, still trying to explaining the sky flowers. It is like looking into the sky with impaired vision, like a patient with cataract, right? Floaters. Seeing flowers there, or pressing on the eyeball, like if you're pressing on the eyeball, you have like flashes or stars shine. It's not real, yeah. So pressing the eyeball while looking at the moon and seeing a second moon at the edge of the moon. So here, the vast sky refers to Dharma body. So what is Dharma body? It's your awareness. The Dharma body, or the awareness itself, has no boundary at all. Infinite big, infinite small. So the sky flower refers to the material body, like something in the sky, like in the space, like this cell phone. But if you can see through this cell phone, then you only see the space here, or you both see the cell phone and space, sky and flowers. So the real moon refers to true wisdom. The second moon refers to the conditioned thought. It's a unbounded awareness or imprisoned awareness. Again, the translators note, ignorance is none other than the mistaken view regarding our own experience. Not only do we create an illusory person, this body is not real, comparing to the fundamental reality. Okay, this body is not real because this body comes and goes. On the level of fundamental reality, there's something that does not come, neither come nor goes. That's called Dhammakaya or Dhamma body or the true reality or the ultimate. You may have different pointers. Not only do we create an illusory person where there is none, this body is a temporary manifestation of the ultimate, which is formless. Okay, just like space here is formless, but once I put something here, space collapses into a cell phone. But once I move it, space is still space, formless. Formless means can temporarily manifest it as any form. This cell phone, this pencil, or this clip. You see, a formless can manifest in infinite forms. Make sense? In the same way, our mind can manifest it as infinite thoughts, feelings, concepts, memories, feeling, emotions, and so on. Infinite numbers of this illusory body. But the space itself is pure, clean, undefiled. The space here will not be defiled by the cell phone, no matter how cell phone looks ugly or how looks beautiful. The space is pure, non-defiled, unconditioned, unlimited at all. No matter it's this cell phone or this clip or this pencil, no matter what are presented here in the space itself is free from any forms that could temporarily occupy it. Makes sense, right? Same way is here in our mind. Nothing, no thoughts, no feelings, no emotions, no memories, no relationships can really defile your mind because the mind is always pure. Once you realize it, that's called perfect enlightenment. So easy, so easy. Theoretically and literally, so easy to understand. So here the Buddha explains that ignorance is not something. Ignorance is not something. Ignorance is a term used to describe the mistaken perception of the mode of our beings. Ignorance just, you don't know who you are. That's all. Fundamentally, the fundamental ignorance is, for everybody, is that they don't know who they are, or I don't know who I am, or he doesn't know who is he. So this is the fundamental ignorance. If you don't know who you are or who I am, then every behavior, thoughts, feelings will fall into wrong identity or wrong. It's wrong. That's why once you move this ignorance, you will become, how to say, you have a clarity, you have clear, true understanding of everything else, actually. That's why it's so fundamental. Ignorance is the greatest obstacle in the path of awakening. Okay, we're still on page 87. Let's go on. So Buddha continues to say this incorrect mental function, that like ignorance, results in, first, the formulation of things that really do not exist at all. Like sky flowers or false self, a second moon. And the second, the misunderstanding of the correct way to perceive phenomena existence, the place where a real flower has its being, the true way of existence. So, if you're enlightened one, you see not only the emptiness of this self form, but you also see a vast space here. A space here originally is free from any form, no matter it's a cell phone, it's a pencil, or it's a clip. The space itself is always pure, undefiled, unconditioned, unlimited. So once you awakened, you see everything is here, but you don't see it. You also see the space here. You see? You see both. So the third of the results from the fundamental ignorance is the misunderstanding of the nature of the real or the absolute. The absolute, the emptiness, or in the metaphor, in the sky versus the flower, or in Buddhism we use sunyata, emptiness. So that's the third. The third is misunderstanding of the nature of the real. So you may have, so from that fundamental ignorance, you don't know, because you don't know who you are. So you don't know what this cell phone, because this cell phone is in you now, is in the awareness. If you don't know your awareness, you don't know this cell phone. So that's the logic behind this, step 1 and step 2 and step 3. Once you don't know who you are, basically you don't really understand everything, because everything is in you. If you don't understand you, theoretically you don't understand everything. Very interesting view, right? Or stance. Then let's go on. So these three can be correlated with the three natures of consciousness only. So the sky flowers represent the nature, the mistaken discriminating conception. Second, the true mode of existence. Flower is the nature of dependent origination, and then quality of the sky is compared to the nature of perfectly accomplished reality. So you see, this today's topic is so fundamental. If you really understand it, you understand all the following chapters. That's why chapter 1, or the first chapter, is so important. If you understand Mañjusri's question, you will understand all the following 11th Bodhisattva's question. So there's total 12 Bodhisattvas asked Buddha question one by one. And Mañjusri is the first Bodhisattva, the symbol of the wisdom, the representative of wisdom, to ask this first question, which is the most important question among the 12 questions. Let's say that. So in page 88, ignorance lacks substance. So I will speak Chinese first. 善男子，此无明者，非实有体，如梦中人，梦时非无，乃至于醒了无所得，于众空华减于虚空，不可说言有定减处，何以故？无生处故。 一切众生于无生中望见生灭，是故说明轮转生死。So beautiful, so fundamental. There's no such question as this, or no such fundamental statement as this one. Okay, so the English. Good son, this ignorance actually lacks substance. So the ignorance itself lacks substance, or ignorance has no self. It's not real. Ignorance is not real, which is good news, actually. So it is like a man who is dreaming. At the time of dreaming, there's no non-existence. There is no non-existence until he awakens and finds that there is nothing for him to hold on to. So in a dream, everything looks so real, right? There's even people crying or shouting or screaming and laughing in the dream. In the dreams, I mean. So, but after the person wakes up, oh, it's just a dream. Everything vanishes, and the person who waken up knows it's unreal. All the contents in the dreams is unreal, are unreal. No matter it's laughter, it's a crying and screaming, it's a terrifying things. But once you wake up, you know it's not real. It's just a joke. It's just a dream. He finds there's nothing for him to hold on to. You cannot hold on to the contents of a dream. You may, have a very good dream, but after you wake up, you cannot hold on the contents of dream, right? Make sense? Similarly, when the sky flower disappears from the sky, you cannot say that there is a definite point of their disappearance, because the sky flower is not real. Once you wake up, you cannot say that there is a definite point of disappearance. So their disappearance is unreal either. Their appearance, let's back to the dreams again. The appearance of the dream is not real, so the disappearance of the dreams are unreal either. Make sense? They're all not real. They're all unreal. Why? Because there is no point at which they arise. They arise from nowhere. There's no point at which they arise. The arising is illusory, so the appearing of the dreams are illusory. The disappearing of the dream is illusory too. All sentient beings falsely perceive arising and ceasing within this condition of non-arising. So, since there's no non-arising, so there's no ceasing either. Make sense? Therefore, they say that there's no transmigration through life and death. So you may hear the verse that birthless, deathless reality. Since all the birth like them are unreal, then there's no death either. That's so fundamental. So fundamental. So we're page 88. Let's go on. So there's a commentary by Kingwa again. So every verses of the original sutra, there's a commentary by Kingwa, the Korean master around 14th century has a commentary of comments after each verse of the sutra. Maybe we can finish his verse today, page 88. Hiwa, HPC 7.129C10. because of our confusion, we perceive the existence of transmigration through life and death, or birth and death, as well as the perfect illumination of the marks of the enlightenment. Yet, on the other hand, if we investigate how it is that there is birth and death, and how delusion arises, then we will find out not only that birth and death cannot be confirmed, but the delusion itself lacks any essence. It is just like the case of man who sees various things in a dream. When he awakens, those things cannot be held, and the contents of the dream cannot be confirmed. You see? So beautiful. This is because the dream and its phenomena all lack a point of arising. It is also like looking at the sky with impaired vision, like cataract, and seeing flowers or floaters. If the impairment can be corrected, you will see the flowers return to nothingness. All the flowers or floaters you see are unreal. Make sense? So there's no point for the floaters to arise. There's no point for the floaters to cease either. Still, although the sky flowers are so the Buddha used the sky flowers relationship. So sky and the flower, water and the moon, or the second moon, they use it metaphors. So still, although the sky flowers are seen to arise and seen to disappear, those flowers in the sky originally have no point at which arise, nor have a place in which they disappear. Transmigrations through life or through birth and death, just like this dream realm and just like the sky flowers, if we investigate to the source of this dream, there's really no point where they arise and there's no point where they cease. It is only because of false conceptualization or concepts that we perceive arising and seeing. That called ignorance. You cannot see the emptiness. There's no arising. There's no ceasing. There's no birth. There's no death. There's no coming. There's no going. There's no gaining, and there's no losing. There's no, body and mind to die. There's no body and mind to be born. So there's no body mind to die. There's no comes and goes. There's no rising and ceasing. There's no appearing and disappearing. Can you see that true reality? If you could, you're enlightened, maybe fully enlightened too. Therefore, it is called transmigration through life and death, or through birth and death. Maybe birth and death is more accurate here instead of life and death. Okay, 10:30. Maybe we can end here, page 89. So we'll still have tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Vancouver time. I will be here again. Let's end in the silence again. I like the silence. Hello, Fahad. I start frequent videos with what is related. There's no special reason. Do you know something? Tell us. I don't know anything. It's just because I find maybe I need to speed up the path of awakening, not only for myself but also for others, other practitioners, other seekers of enlightenment. That's all. Something will always happen, but no matter what thing happen, you are already perfect. I want to transfer or tell you this. In the phenomenal world, there's always something happen or not happen. Something good will happen, something bad will happen. That's the rule. That's the rule of dualities. The phenomenal world will goes on and on and on in terms of duality, good, bad, yes, no, right and wrong. You cannot stop it. There's no way to stop the dualities. But you can see through the dualities in a non-dual way. In all the imperfections, in all the phenomenal world that is imperfect, incomplete, conditioned, limited, you can see all the perfections. You can see originally it's perfect, it's complete, it's unconditioned, and it's unlimited. So that's something I know. And this something includes everything. This is a universal number one, universal principle number one. In all the non-dualities, in all the duality world, or in the dual world, yes or no, right or wrong, success, failure, right or wrong, beautiful or ugly, there's always something beyond dualities we call non-dual, which is always perfect, complete, unconditioned, pure. And who is that? It's you. What is that? It's you. You have to recognize you. You have to understand who you are. That's called self-aware. Otherwise, no matter how successful you are in the world, you're going to lose it. Someday you will lose something, no matter how beautiful it is. In the same way, no matter how ugly it is, no matter how right it is, no matter how wrong it is. How do you feel you awaken? I feel relaxed, free from stress. So we say body, mind, spirit. So relax the body, ease the mind, and awaken spirit. You feel that way if you are awakened. Actually, if you look into traditional medication or any alternative medicines like Qigong, Tai Chi meditation, they fundamentally have a relaxed body. Make sense? And fundamentally, you need the ease of the mind. Look the sick people. Look people who got sick, got cancer, got, they always have a stiff physical body. They always have a very, limited mind. I am right. I'm absolutely right. You are wrong. They suffer. So basically, how do you feel after you awaken? Relaxed body, ease of the mind, and open heart. Very open. You can embrace every opinions, every concepts, every body, every mind, every knowledge, every schools, every types of person. You includes everything. That's all. You are so inclusive. That's the thing that includes everything. The thing that includes everything itself disappears. You're so inclusive. The whole world is you, yet only you play and enjoy. So if the whole world is all you, yet only you disappear too. Because the word reach its limitation now. You see, if I say all is you, everything is you, but only you, the moment I say you, there's something that is not you. So the word is still so limited, talking about the ultimate truth or the ultimate freedom. Okay, I think that's all. Thank you for your question. I will be back tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Vancouver time.